I tapped into Spinal Tap, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, how y'all doing?
So this weekend, I went on the journey of watching the first two Spinal Tap movies in preparation for this third movie that I randomly saw a trailer for in the movie theaters a few weeks ago, and I was like, this looks cool, but then I realized that it's a third two movie, so I was like, I obviously have to watch the first two before I go see this one, even though I'm kind of interested in it, without like even knowing about what the first two are about. You know, it gave good vibes, but I obviously was like, I need to watch the other two things before I tap into this one. So yeah, this weekend, before I saw the movie today on a Monday, I watched the first Spinal Tap movie, and then I watched the second Spinal Tap movie. So before I obviously talk about the third one, which I just got out of watching just now, and I'm in my car, and there's a whole story time to go along with that. I feel like I'm talking weird right now. Girl, slow down! Before I get into the third movie and all that stuff, let's talk about the first two movies, because this is a Spinal Tap video. This is a full Spinal Tap video, fully talking about the trilogy. Also, like, maybe not even trilogy, maybe there's more. Like, I don't know. We'll get to that, whatever. But first up, I watched the first Spinal Tap movie, which I think is just like, this is Spinal Tap. That's what it's called. Yes, this is Spinal Tap.
Hello, here's editing me jumping in to give a briefish summary about what this first movie's about, and also just to give some background info about like the general premise of Spinal Tap, just in case you've never heard of it before, because before like a month ago, I had no idea who they were, so I'm here to inform the people that are just like me. So it's all about a fictional heavy metal band called Spinal Tap, and the main members of the band are Nigel, Derek, and David, and the guy who's the director of the documentary that's following the band around is bergi. So this whole thing is a mockumentary comedy movie, and that's essentially what all of the movies are. That's the general premise. Now to move into specifically what this first movie's about, there was a very long-winded summary of the first movie on Google, so here is what I condensed it down to. This is Spinal Tap shines a light on the self-contained universe of a metal band struggling to get back on the charts, including everything from its complicated history of ups and downs, name changes and undersold concerts, and those special behind-the-scene moments that keep it all real. And also something really important to add about like what's happening in this first movie is that the documentary is basically following the band on its American tour. Cool. Now you know what Spinal Tap is, and specifically what this first movie is. Awesome. You're welcome.
I had like high hopes going into it, because like I said, I saw the trailer for the third one randomly in the movie theater, and like it gave like such good vibes. I was like, oh, this is even like the dry humor. I love me a mockumentary vibe. I love me satiricalness. I love me a satirical vibe. I thought this was like something that was like straight up my alley. I was ready to go watch the first movie, and honestly, it did fall a little bit flat for me. I'm not gonna lie, it did fall a little bit flat for me. We had like good bones, like there was some really good bones with the jokes that were made and like some of the bits that they had, but there were a lot of moments where I was like, oh, we could be punching this up a bit, like we could like take this to another level, and we're just like right here and it's like mildly funny, but we could have like punched it up to like make it even funnier. So yeah, the first one kind of fell a little bit flat for me. Also, it's really hot in here. If I start sweating, obviously I will, because it's really hot in here, and I tried to roll down the windows, but the wind is like blowing so crazy out there, and I knew the audio would suck, so this is for you. If I end up being sweaty, it's for you, and it's for good audio. You're welcome. But yeah, the bits and some of the jokes kind of fell a little bit flat for me, but I still liked the movie. I definitely didn't hate it. I gave it 3 stars. Maybe I'll insert what my review that I wrote down was, which is basically just what I just said, honestly. Like, the jokes fell a little bit flat for me. We could have punched up some of the things. Me saying like, oh, we could have punched up some of these jokes as if I'm like improv girly comedian or something. But you know, like, you just know when there's like good bones for a joke or a bit, and it's like we could have just did something a little bit more. Like, you don't have to be a comedian or a improv type person to like know that, you know? Or maybe I'm being stupid and pretentious, who knows? But yeah, like that first one, 3 stars, middle of the road for me, even though I did have a lot of high hopes for it, but it didn't necessarily like turn me off completely of wanting to see the second one, or even wanting to see this third one, coming to the movies to see it. So yeah, I think that kind of says a lot. I don't know, maybe because I was really thinking about like the trailer that I saw, and like, you know what, I'm a girl that's very against trailers, but sometimes I accidentally end up a little bit early in my movie theater experience, and I catch a couple previews, and sometimes the trailers suck, and sometimes the trailers are good, and that third movie trailer was like too good, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, maybe the fact that I didn't get turned off completely from watching the other 2 movies is because of that third movie trailer. But I digress. I didn't hate the first one. Long story short, wrap this up in a pretty little bow. I didn't hate the first one. It was middle of the road, 3 stars for me. And also very short, which I liked. Perfect length, the pacing was good too. So that's the first movie. Before we get into the second one, I do want to say some of my favorite like parts and like little bits that happened in the first one. First up, I love the drummer bit, like the fact that their drummer is always dying. That's hilarious to me. That bit was perfect. We didn't need to punch it up anymore. That was awesome. That was great. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The second bit, or like joke, whatever you want to call it, that I loved was like that part where they're getting like interviewed by the director of the documentary, and he's like, these are some of the album reviews that you guys had, and it's just like a bunch of like really bad album reviews for like their past albums. That part's really funny to me. I can't explain it well, so hopefully I can insert a clip for you. I really hope I can.
Let's talk about your reviews. The Gospel According to Spinal Tap. This pretentious, ponderous collection of religious rock psalms is enough to prompt the question, what day did the Lord create Spinal Tap, and couldn't he have rested on that day too?
Never heard that one.
No,
Good one. That's a good one.
The review you had on Shark Sandwich, which was merely a 2-word review, just said, shit sandwich.
Where'd they print that?
Where'd they print that?
That's not real, is it?
You can't print that.
And then the third bit / joke that I liked was obviously the these go to 11. Come on, that's like a classic. Even I haven't even seen this movie, but somehow I know that. Somehow I knew that like clip or like that line. I don't know how I knew that. I feel like I knew nothing, but somehow I knew that and I loved it. These go to 11. And I feel like that doesn't make sense. Hopefully I can insert a clip too if you've never heard it.
This is a top to what we use on stage, but it's very, very special because if you can see,
Yeah.
the numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11,
Oh, I see.
11,
And most of
11,
the
and then
amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? It's not 10. You see, most blokes, be playing at 10. You're on 10 here, all the way up, all the way up,
Yeah.
all the way up. You're on 10 on your guitar. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere, exactly. What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
Okay, now let's move into the second movie, which was called The Return of Spinal Tap.
Hello, here's editing me once again, jumping in to now explain the second movie, which I just now learned isn't really considered like the second movie, and also like really isn't considered a sequel to the first movie. Yeah, just learned that information, but it's fine. It's basically just like a reunion show concert type video, but I thought it was like the second movie, but it's technically not, but it's okay. But. So as I kind of just said, this movie shows the band performing at the Royal Concert Hall in London, and the whole movie is basically just that performance. However, there are some behind the scenes type bits and stuff and like little clips that happen in between some of the songs in the movie. Does that make sense? I hope so. That's essentially what this movie is. It's like basically a concert movie with a couple bits and like clips and stuff interspersed throughout. I can't talk right now. You're welcome. That's what this is.
Okay, so the second movie, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I didn't like it. I didn't really like it that much. I think I gave it 2.5 stars. It was basically a concert movie, which, no hate to concert movies. I'm perfectly fine with them, but I don't know this band and I don't really know their music, so it wasn't that really entertaining to me, no offense. And honestly, I wish there were more bits than the concert moments, because like I said, I don't know this band. The music's not terrible, but I'm just like, I don't really want to see a concert movie for a band that like I don't care about the songs. Not necessarily I don't care about them, but yeah, like I don't know the songs, I can't sing along. I don't know, you guys. I don't want to see a concert movie for a band I don't know. Some of the songs from the first movie were obviously in this too, but I also feel like there were a lot of new ones, which makes sense because in the first movie we didn't really see a lot of their performances. We obviously saw some songs and like some parts of the concerts that they were performing at on their little US tour, but it was definitely not as much as we saw in this movie. That was literally, like I said, it was basically a concert movie with some little bits sprinkled wherever, and I wish we had more bits. And then honestly, even thinking about the bits that they had in this and like the little like scenes in between songs, I wasn't even like the biggest fan of those. Like another moment where I'm like, okay, we could have punched up some of these bits and some of these jokes, just like little crank them to 11, if you will. We could have did that. We didn't do that. This movie was 2.5 to me. But I will say that my favorite part of this movie, and like probably just like the best part, the most fun I had while watching this, and this movie was really long too. It was like 1 hour 48 minutes. It was very much a lot longer than the first one, which was like 120. Like those extra 20 minutes felt like an extra 20 minutes, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, my favorite part of this movie was when Nigel was having his guitar solo, his infamously long guitar solo. And during this moment, it shows like Derek and David like going off stage, like kind of like sneaking off stage in a way, and like they're just both doing like different things as he's doing his like super long guitar solo. So I think it was like Derek literally goes out and like has a little meal at dinner, and then it shows David, I hope I'm not messing up their names right now, these D names, I hope I'm not messing them up, but it shows David, blonde guy, him going to like have a little spa treatment, all while Nigel is doing his infamously long guitar solo. It's actually hilarious, favorite part. And also I love that callback, obvious callback to like the first one where he talks about like, you know, my guitar solos, my long guitar solos. And in that first one it did show one of his guitar solos and like how long and like unserious and like really crazy they are. I like that very obvious and easy callback to this in this movie to that, and like making another crazy long guitar solo and then showing everybody else like really like, what should I do with all this time? I guess I'm gonna go get a facial. I guess I'm gonna go get a steak dinner real quick while he's doing his thing for like the next hour. It's funny, I like it. It's simple, easy little callback. I loved it. We punched it up, we punched the joke up, and I liked it a lot. So yeah, that was the second movie, The Return of Spinal Tap. And somehow watching that movie that I liked less than the first one, I still was like, and I'm gonna see the third one today, and I simply have to still see the third one today. So I saw the third one today.
Hey, me again, jumping in, blah, blah, blah. Here I am to talk about the third movie, which is basically the second movie, because like I said, the second movie isn't considered the sequel, so this one is. This movie's called Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, literally the two in it. I don't know why that never clicked for me, but it's fine. So basically in this movie, we're back to our like tried and true documentary vibes, essentially like how we were in the first one, which makes sense now that this one is called the second one, because it's literally the same type of vibe. However, instead of Mr. Marty DeBergi following the band on like one of their tours or something, like in the first one, this one he's just following them because they're doing this one special final reunion tour in New Orleans. And something very important to add is that at this point in time the band is broken up and the members haven't spoken to each other in years. They're very estranged. However, the only reason that they're coming back to do this reunion show is because as per their contract they have to do one more show, and that's this show in New Orleans. I'm probably explaining this too much, but yeah, that's essentially what this third movie, aka actually the second movie, aka actually the true sequel to the Spinal Tap universe is about. Thank you.
So this movie was absolutely my favorite. I absolutely loved this movie. Also, I have to do a quick little story time about my experience watching this movie. So I came to this 11:55 a.m. showing at my local Regal. I always wait to get my ticket till I'm at the theater because my local Regals are always very dead. So I never have to feel like worried like, oh my gosh, is this movie gonna sell out? Oh, will I be able to get a good seat? Blah, blah, blah. Like 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a pretty dead theater. I don't have to worry about like scrambling to get my tickets online. Also have Regal Unlimited. So if I do get my tickets like online through the app, I have to pay a 50-cent fee, and I personally love saving 50 cents because if you buy it in person it's actually completely free. Also, I love keeping my little ticket stubs. I've been loving collecting my little ticket stubs lately, even though they're not how they used to be, and I really wish we could go back to the old days, the olden days of ticket stubs where it's like the little like cardboard, like cardstock kind of way. I don't know, they just were like more real. This is just like a flimsy little piece of paper, but I'm still collecting them and I do adore that a lot. So yeah, got my ticket here, 11:55 a.m. showing, empty theater, got my seat, whatever, went to the lady, she checked the ticket, you're good, go to theater 4, blah, blah, blah. Sitting in theater 4, the last of the trailers play, the first 15 minutes of the movie plays, and then suddenly it stops. Suddenly the movie stops. The movie stops playing. Suddenly it's over. 15 minutes in. What? Suddenly it cuts in the middle of the scene where they're singing. What? So I'm waiting a couple minutes. I'm like, okay, maybe it's a little glitch. Maybe it'll pop back on. It doesn't pop back on. I go back out to the theater, to the lobby, main, whatever. Go to the lady that like had checked my ticket and told me which way to go. And she's like, oh, okay, we're gonna have somebody go check on that. What theater are you in? I was like, I'm in theater 4. She's like, okay, we're gonna page someone to go check, whatever, you're good. I go back to the theater, sit back down, text my friends something that'll insert here. Then a couple minutes later, I'm just like waiting, chilling, whatever. And then the lady, that same lady, comes back and she's like, this isn't the right movie theater for you. It says no one has tickets for this movie. Like, you're not supposed to be here. And I'm like, what? No, like, here's my ticket. She looks at the ticket. I guess like really looks at the ticket this time because this is the same lady that looked at my ticket the first time. And yeah, I'm looking at the ticket for the first time too. And she's like, this says 7:50 p.m. You're not supposed to be here. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. She's like, okay, it's fine, whatever. You can either still see the movie now, or do you want to just wait till 7:50? Why would I want to wait till 7:50? I'm literally already here. Why would I not want to see the movie right now? Then I go to the manager. She switches my ticket for the time that it is now. She's like, okay, the movie's gonna start from the beginning. I'm like, can we not start from the beginning? Because it was already like 20 minutes in. She's like, okay, yeah, I can start from 20 minutes. I accidentally said the wrong time. I overestimated how long I had been in there because it really did feel like it was kind of like breezing by. Yeah, I accidentally missed like maybe like 5 minutes. Maybe I should have said 15 minutes because when I walked back into the theater, the movie was like playing again, and it was at a part that I didn't know. I was like, I had not seen this. This is all new information to me. I didn't feel like being that girl and being like, oopsie, I made a little mistake. Can you actually go back? So I just took that one on the chin and was like, we'll just pretend and it's fine. It did look like the same scene that it ended on. It just looked like, yeah, like a couple minutes after where they were in the scene that I ended on. That was my story time while watching this movie. It was my fault because I do it on the little kiosk thing where I, click the ticket, click the movie, blah, blah, blah. But somehow I didn't see it go to 7:50. I genuinely don't know how that happened. But that's my story time. Anyway, though, the third movie was great. I had a great time watching this movie. It was really awesome to me. The dry humor, the jokes, the bits, everything was perfect. Nothing to say bad about it, honestly. Like the first one was like, we could have punched up some of these jokes. Everything felt like perfect to me. Sorry, I'm playing with like the little cord for my phone. Everything felt like perfect to me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. This movie was really good, really fun. Another short one, which we liked. It was like an hour 23. They brought it back down. Good for you. Also didn't have that concert movie vibe. It was just like a reunion show vibe, and I loved that. All the little like build up to like that show that they had at the end was like perfect to me. Like the little, we kind of hate each other, but we're trying to like maybe navigate how we're communicating with each other as a band, but at the same time like we're funny and we're unserious and we're joking, and I love that too. And like nothing about this movie is serious, and I also love that. But at the same time, it's like, wait, they literally, like, they're a family. These two fake people, because it's like a documentary but a mockumentary, so it's not real. It's like these two fake people, they've known each other since they were 5, and they love and they hate each other, but they love each other, and that's family. And I'm like, oh my god, this actually is such a wholesome movie. Like, this is unserious, and this is jokey, and this is satirical, and this is dry humor, and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, this is also a feel-good movie. I don't know. I digress. I just really liked it. It was really good to me, and I hope they make more. My Spinal Tap boys, hope y'all continue. And if they've ever done something bad, I do not know about it. So please let me know in the comments below if I should not be supporting these old British men. Thank you, and Rob Reiner. Thank you. Is there anything else I need to say? Oh, I loved the ending. The ending was absolutely hilarious to me. Big spoiler for Spinal Tap 3 coming up ahead. But when the Stonehenge literally falls on them on stage, almost kills Elton John. I loved it. And then them in the hospital in like the last scene. Oh, I loved it. It was hilarious. And it was awesome to me. I loved it. I loved this movie. This was great. Fun time. Even with all that craziness that happened in my experience while watching the movie itself was a fun time for me. Am I sweating a lot? I can't tell. I think my phone's also about to die, so that's really awesome as well. If I need to say anything else, Enemy's gonna jump in here. And if not, this is where I leave you. Bye-bye! Thank you for watching. Bye!